Hello, my name is Sam Goodwin. Thank you for joining me again this week on our Facebook Live page. And I have a very special guest. Oh, wait, yes, it's Mike Dutton. He's a financial services professional. He's somebody I wanted to bring. He's a close friend of mine and somebody that I like and trust. And I thought I would bring him today to you to talk to you about financial services. We always talk about homes and how to plan for your home, how to plan for repairs, what you need to look for. But I thought today would be a great idea or a great opportunity to bring in Mike, somebody that's been in the industry for a long time, who knows his stuff, somebody that I have my business with. And, you know, Mike, I know we talk about financial services, but, you know, that's kind of a broad term. You know, financial services can mean anything. Why don't you tell us or tell me, you know, what does that encompass? What do you do?
Well, Sam, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here and be a part of this audience, and it's such an honor. So when I look at helping people with financial services and their financial planning needs, I use a solution or a planning module, kind of a macro asset perspective. And what that really means is helping people put a plan of diversification. Mm-hmm. And when you look at diversification, it really can be different for everyone, but my focus is making sure that I provide a financial peace of mind for the individual. And so to do that, though, you kind of look at diversification that meets their goals, their plans, but you take where they are today and you where they want to be. And then when you put all that together, they feel very much at peace on their plan. And however that piece comes together with different modules, you might even say money in different buckets. So,
okay. So similar to home repairs, when we have a lot of people, Mike, that'll buy a house and, you know, it might be a tear down, they think, in their heads. And it really isn't. I mean, yeah, some cosmetic things, but you want to do things in stages, you know. Hey, maybe the first thing we need to do is make sure that we have a floor that doesn't have any holes in it, right? So you cover that base, right?
Yeah.
And then a couple years down the road, after you're able to save some more money and do some more projects, maybe it's paint the house. Is that how you kind of look at it?
That's exactly
okay,
right.
so similar to that where you
That's a great analogy, and it's a great way to put these pieces together.
Okay, so I mean, because I think that's what sometimes,
piece by piece, right?
Yeah, and I think that's what sometimes people get afraid of is when you say, oh, financial services, oh, I don't have a 401k, oh, I don't have savings.
And it's a variety of things, right? I mean, because, so if you went out to my website, MikeDutton.net, you'd see that I'm with New York Life. You'd see that I offer a variety of things. Yes, life insurance is a piece of that.
Right.
But life insurance is a piece of life. It's part of your planning process. Mm-hmm. But then there's also your retirement module, whether that's a 401k, your IRA, your SEP IRA, your simple IRA, all those different pieces. And then you get into your Roth IRAs, and then you get into your retail market accounts where you've got your investments and what you're doing on a daily basis or a weekly basis or an annual basis, depending on how someone wants to do their reallocations. Those are the different pieces that I look at when I work with people because it's different for everyone. But it's just like what you were saying, a different piece at a different time in your house.
Right. So it's not that you have to rush out and do all this stuff, especially when it seems overwhelming. I know that's what happens with people. Like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do it. Hold on. It's okay. Let's focus on what's important right now.
That's right. And it's also depending on a budget.
Yeah.
You know, because you can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't have the budget to support it, what good is it?
Right.
But then again, let's say you've got plenty of assets or you come into a lump sum of money. Putting it all in one basket may not be the best solution.
Yeah, if you were that person that bought a bunch of Sears stock 10 years ago, that might not have been the best thing.
Come up with some of them that would have been.
Or the bad one. Let's see, what else could Blockbuster, unfortunately they're gone. They're no longer around.
This is not a show of guess.
No, I know.
We're not recommending any.
Not at all. There. I'm just trying to make a joke, and that's, you know. If you know me, I like to have a little humor. So there's no disclaimer here. We're not telling you what to do or suggesting any of that sort. But I just wanted to bring Mike in. And Mike, why don't you tell us some of the, you know, I just popped off some funny things. But what if I came to you and said, hey, you know, I want to just make sure that I have enough to live off of when I retire. I mean, is it as simple as coming to you and say, hey, look, this is what I can afford now. It might be $100 a month to invest in or to put into some type of an account. And I have 30 more years of working than I want to do, or 20 years. You know.
So that's a great question, Sam. And I think the way I start with that is I start with questions. And I ask you where you are, I've asked you what you've done, I ask you about your experiences, I find out what you like, I find out what you don't like, I find out where maybe you failed along the way, and I find out where you've been successful. Because when I know that about you, now I know where to go with whatever the budget is. If it's $100 or it's $500, or if it's $1,000, or if you give me an annual piece or a not. But when you ask about how much to have in retirement, the thing I'm looking at is, what have you already done? Because I also look at it and say, if you have the best plan and you have the best aspirations, but I find that you've never saved anything, I'm going to challenge you.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that we're planning it is real. And so that's why it's really about the whole financial peace of mind, but it's different to every individual.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this: have you had any kind of strange requests in terms of financial solutions?
Sure. The people that say that, here, I'd like to give you $100, and let me know when you turn it into $300,000. And can you do that in a couple of years?
Yes. Here, I am signing up for that right now. So that's a funny request because, that's not going to happen, right?
Well, no. The best option is to jump down the street and go play the lottery.
Oh, no.
Right?
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, though, is that there's so many variety of solutions that people can be. But I think one of the things that is so important is kind of what we call an investor profile.
Okay.
And when you go through an investor profile, you really find out what's the investor like. It's their profile. You're asking them, how do they feel? What makes them comfortable? How are they at their risk factors? How aggressive are they? And you'd be surprised how many times I see someone and they say, I'm aggressive, and I start asking these questions and I go, well, you didn't quite score that way. Or they come, I'm extremely conservative, and you're going, well, you feel that way, but really your answers are over here saying, be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, you're aggressive on the dance floor, but not necessarily on your financial planning. Is that what you're saying, Mike? Yeah. So let me ask you this, Mike, because one of the things that it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was at one of your seminars or one of your presentations, and you weren't presenting, but there was another person that was presenting at the time, and it just, I don't know about you folks, but yes, I know I need to save. And I do know a little bit about compounding interest and how huge it can get, and we might talk about that.
You know a lot about it, don't kid yourself.
But the one thing that the person said to the whole group of people said, in life, you can borrow money for almost anything. You can borrow money for a house, borrow money for a car. Heck, you can borrow money for a business to start one. And if you really want to, not that it's a good idea, you can borrow money for a vacation. But the one thing
you cannot borrow for. You cannot borrow for retirement.
That's right. Nobody's going to loan you money to say, hey, good job, enjoy your retirement, here's an extra $500,000.
And the saddest part is, it's the last thing people fund.
Yeah.
And so
it should be the first thing.
Away from here today is, don't make it the last thing that you fund.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think, and that's why I wanted to bring.
It'll be definitely the last thing you get to do.
Yeah, nobody wants to be in that position, and it's not to scare people out there. But look, there's plans for everything, and again, it's not today has to be the answer. Today can be the start.
And there's a variety of things out there. I have clients who have cash flows of annual income $300,000.
Wow.
I have clients with annual incomes at $50,000. The key thing is, it doesn't matter. Do it at whatever level. I've had clients at $50,000 that have more saved in retirement than the ones with the bigger income.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now that's what'll surprise you. But then again, they figured out a way to make it work.
Right.
And so don't be caught up in that misnomer as well.
Yeah, so if you have a financial planner, talk to them. If you don't, Mike Dutton's a great resource. I've used him. My family and we use him. I've known Mike for 6 years. And this really isn't like a commercial for Mike, but I just want to let people know that, hey, I've used you. I think it's important. It's valuable.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that vote of confidence. And it's a pleasure working with your family. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I also want to share with you some true pieces of where Hocoa is valuable to me. Sam and our relationship is great, but his business, Hocoa, which is where it might have brought you here today, I'm going to take you through an experience that I had. My family and I are skiing in Colorado. I get a call on the ski lift that my kitchen is flooded because a sprinkler busted in the ceiling. And I just make one phone call to Hocoa, and they say, okay, we'll take care of it. Sam has 3 guys over there cleaning my place out, drying it out. He's already got my quotes going on what's going to take to rebuild it. All I had to do is call my insurance company and say, okay, be aware, here's what we're doing. And next thing you know, by the time I get home from my vacation, which I wasn't even halfway through, but I didn't stop. I went and enjoyed the rest of my vacation. I came home, and Sam had my contractors lined up, had everything I needed going. We were smooth and moving forward. And so thank you for that.
Hey,
but that's
no.
not Sam, that's Hocoa. But
Right.
Sam is Hocoa. So, you know, it's however you look at it.
It's the system.
Call
No.
Sam or call Hocoa, but
No, thanks for that. I got to pick now. Okay, hold on, Mike. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, and I appreciate that's so kind of you to say that and to share that with. And that's, you know, a lot of people know that, but if you don't, I mean, we're on call 24/7. You call us on vacation. Tell us you need something. Like Mike's, you know, situation, a water leak, and that's when the nightmare happens. But if you call us, then we can help you handle it and minimize the secondary damage, and then also the headache that, you know, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? We were on it. So that's what we're here for. And like I said, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them on our page. Send me a note. Call Mike. His information is down below. And hope to see you again next week. My name is Sam with Hocoa, your home repair network. This is my guest.
Mike Dutton, New York Life, MikeDutton.net. And Sam, thank you so much for the
Man, my
opportunity
pleasure.
to be here today.
Thanks
Appreciate
so
that.
much, Mike. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
See you next time.